Hey everyone, we got some great news for Joby Aviation and Archer Aviation stock investors as federal regulators on Wednesday gave a strong push to electric-powered air taxis by issuing a final rule for operating the aircraft and how pilots will be trained. This is another step forward for the innovative industry and gives it another leg up and another milestone which will further propel the industry forward. So in this video, I wanted to go into detail on this latest announcement and what it could mean for Archer Aviation and Joby Aviation stock investors. Let's get into it. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. All right, so here's the announcement on Wednesday. Federal regulators gave a strong push to electric-powered air taxis with the final rule for operating the aircraft and how pilots will be trained to fly them. Now, while this isn't the big approval that the companies are waiting for, the final approval where they can start operating crafts commercially, charging for these flights and getting into business day to day, but it is a step forward, and these steps forward are really big news for companies like Archer and Joby Aviation trying to get off the ground. And these steps give them more power to go out and raise capital. And then when they raise capital, it gives them more funds, which then can attract more talent. Talent will be more interested in joining the company if they see the industry going in the right direction. Some may have been hesitant to join the industry because they feared it wasn't heading in the right direction. But these kinds of steps forward gives more credibility to the industry, and it takes another step forward. The FAA is stressing safety as it works to fold the new aircraft into the nation's airspace. Power-lift aircraft are the first new category of aircraft in nearly 80 years after planes and helicopters, and the rule will allow for their widespread operation. Now, I've heard some industry participants say that this will never get final approval, that regulators will never give these aircraft authority to fly and to be commercially viable. And I don't know. I think that there is a win-win situation here for cities and regulators to allow these aircraft. It will reduce the stress on the roads, and many large cities, including Los Angeles, where I'm based, have significant traffic problems. And then the roads are overused, they're falling apart, potholes, they need to be updated. A lot of money needs to be spent in maintaining and updating roads. And so if you have these planes or eVTOLs, that can reduce the strain on the system, not only for traffic, but also for road maintenance if they become more widespread in use. Now, outside of large cities, I don't know how much their adoption will take hold. Depends on the improvement in the technology. How low can they get the operational cost, right? If you can lower the cost to operate enough, it can be more widespread because it'll have more use cases if you lower the cost per flight or the cost per passenger, or if you're doing cargo, the cost per unit shipped, etc. But initially, just taking the initial most popular use case I'm hearing discussed is to take passengers from one location to the airport. So like a primary hub, you have people meet up there, and that can be a takeoff location. And from that point, you take them to the airport, LAX, for example. You have people meet in one location in the valley, and you take them to LAX. And that's a huge benefit, right? In this city, in Los Angeles, going from the valley, which is, let's say, if there's no traffic, that would be a maybe 25-minute drive, 20-minute drive from the valley to the airport, to LAX. But during most hours of the day, that can be an hour and a half, maybe 2-hour drive because of the traffic. And so consumers will be very interested in this technology if it can be offered at a reasonable price. So Joby Aviation praised the news from the FAA, saying that it will ensure the U.S. continues to play a global leadership role in the development and adoption of clean flights. So they were happy about this news. And airlines see air taxis as a way to deliver passengers to the airports. If airlines can make it more convenient for people to get to the airport, people will be more interested in taking flights. One of the reasons people avoid taking flights is because of those opportunity costs, right? Those things outside of how much the airline ticket costs, right? It's how are you going to get to the airport? Are you going to take an Uber? Are you going to take a shuttle? How much is that going to cost? Where will it drop you off? How much time will it take? If you're taking your own car, what's parking like at the airport? And so airlines feel that this is one opportunity to reduce some of that friction between people and why they don't take flights. And Delta Airlines in 2022 said it would invest $60 million in Joby Aviation. And earlier this month, Toyota announced a $500 million investment in Joby Aviation. United Airlines is also backing another California-based company, ACHR Aviation, and has ordered 200 aircraft that ACHR said could be worth $1 billion with an option for another $500 million incremental investment. So there is enthusiasm for this technology, and industry participants are putting in significant sums of money in this area. And the benefits are two-sided. So I can see there being agreement in getting these regulated and getting these approved and getting these to hit those next milestones and getting them on the radar so that people can now use them, and it'll reduce traffic. It'll increase the willingness for people to take flights in traditional airlines. These are the eVTOLs are more for short-term flights. And so there's a lot of sides that are interested in getting this approved. Now, in addition to this, Joby is already demonstrating autonomous flights for the United States Air Force, and the next generation company announced that it demonstrated autonomous logistics aircraft operations in an evolving mission environment in partnership with the U.S. Air Force during the 24-3 exercise. So they are demonstrating their capability. They're out there testing this technology, getting approval, sharing, and getting this product, getting more stakeholders involved in this product. And so if there's more stakeholders that stand to benefit, the more they will push regulators to approve this technology. And then the more investors will jump in and give these companies money so that they can further develop their technology, which will then accelerate the regulators' interest if they can prove that it's safe and that it does add significantly to what's available. That all poised to benefit the industry and Joby Aviation and ACHR Aviation combined. So great news for these two aviation stocks, to be sure. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.